to the channel, guys. Welcome to the channel. We have some exciting news. I am very excited. I don't know how I didn't see this. Like throughout all these years, right? As a City fan. So every time when we were watching KDB, I never knew in my life that the KDB replacement is going to be Gibbs White. Like, can you imagine? He was under our noses all this time. Gibbs White, man. This guy, uh, probably supposedly a wonder kid back in the days. He was supposed to go to Spurs, but now finally, according to David Austin, let me go see this. Hopefully I'm not. Hopefully nobody's scamming. Nobody's scamming. Let me see this again. I hope it's not a scam because I hope it's not a fake account. So I'm gonna check the account again by David saying Gibbs White is going to City. Like how can you call from KDB to Gibbs White? But I see the yeah. It's not fake. It's true. It's Gibbs White. I can't believe this. Like out of all the players in the world, you go and sign Gibbs White. Like Gibbs White is the guy you say, oh, let's sign him. Let's see if it's there. There we go. So that's Gibbs White over there. Plays for Forest as a number 10. He's English, and this is what I asked on Twitter: is Gibbs White better than Foden? Let me know in the comments. Is Gibbs Jeremiah White better than Foden? Gibbs White to replace KD. But anyway, let me go back to the post because I want to see the original post by David, because David is reliable. So if he says Gibbs White is part of the list, and you know what he keeps saying is, it's not even the fact that he just says Gibbs White is part of the list. Every time he's putting Verts and Gibbs White together as if this guy is the same level. But anyway, let's see. I went and checked the comps, by the way. Gibbs White looks cold. I went to check some YouTube comps. So Gibbs White looks cold, man. And I can't wait for a midfield of Rodri, Gibbs White, and Foden. Imagine. Probably be elite. Okay, let's read this. Oh, so it is his account. So Morgan Gibbs White. Jesus Christ. How has this man blocked me? He says that David Austin has blocked you. How did this man block me? What did I do to him? You can view public posts from David, but you blocked from engaging with them. What did I do to this man? How did I get blocked by David? What did I do? I don't understand what I did to David. Oh yeah. I think I dunked on him on one of the things. No. I think I wrote a tweet saying Fab is better than David. So maybe he got emotional over that. I was wondering why I'm blocked. Oh, so he got emotional over that. Look at that, I'm blocked by him. These guys are very emotional, you know. Okay, let's read this. So Ham's already there as always. Morgan Gibbs White and Florian Wirtz among the multiple options City will consider to replace KDB. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you are not reading that the wrong way. Morgan Gibbs White from Forest. Morgan Gibbs White, who was part of the Tapa generation. Morgan Gibbs White, who is part of the low cut generation, which includes Jude Bellingham. I can't even say the word. Jude, let's just say Jude. Jude and him and a few others, who is one of the options that they want to replace KDB with. Guys, I don't understand what's happening. I don't get it. Would you, as fans, be happy with Morgan Gibbs White coming to City as a KDB replacement? And would this guy be enough? And let's take a look at the number 10s we have. I consider Jack as a 10. Is he better than Jack Grealish? Is he better than Marketing? Is he better than Foden? Is he better than Echeverry? Is he better than Mamouche playing as a 10? I don't know. I hope this is not true, but I can see from David. David is very reliable, even though he blocked me. It looks like this is the way forward. Okay, let's take a look at the player himself. Let's take a look at what strengths he has. And I'm going to compare him, by the way, to the number 10s around the world, even KDB. So, to be honest with you, it's laughable. So, we are getting rid of KDB at the age of 33 and getting Morgan Gibbs White. I don't know. This is quite funny. Anyway, let's keep going. So, Gibbs White, the captain, he's 25 years old, right-footed, captain, midfield position. Where is the number 10? Maybe Jack Grealish should give him the number 10. And he can play as an attacking midfielder. What is his strength? Playmaking. Weakness, discipline. We know about that. He is the one who made Rodri choke him. To be honest with you, look at his matches. His matches are very good. Look at him. According to this, in 20, let's say, according to this, in 2023-24, he's got 6 goals and then 10 assists, according to this. And then in 2023, 5 goals, 8 assists. And when he was playing for Wolves, and he had 13 goals and 10 assists. So yeah, and you can see from his heat map, he plays everywhere on the pitch. So he's sort of a cardio guy. So he's Mr. Cardio too. That means he does a lot of cardio. So maybe that's the reason why Man City want him. Let's not forget, this guy is pace and power. He's a pace and power merchant. He's very good on the counter attack. Yes, he's very good with the pass. But I keep asking, is this guy good enough to replace KDB? Maybe there's a vision they're seeing at City. Somebody please tell me, is there something you see in Gibbs White? Tell me in the comments. As part of replacing, okay, but not as the only replacement. White can probably play with Foden. Gibbs White is good one. No one can replace KDB. And then there's this fraud looking fraud. I'm not staying here for so long. I'll drop you a link. I'll drop you a link for another stream, but not this stream, you fraud. Let me cook. By the way, where's the reaction for the football match that happened down on Sunday? You fraud Adam says Morgan Gibbs White is the man. Don't lie, Mateus. Please don't gas this up. Drop the likes, fraudsters. Is this a joke? It's not a joke. It's not a joke. It's David Onstein has actually reported that Gibbs White is on the list, at the top of the list, by the way, next to Florian Wirtz. That Gibbs White is the man Man City are looking at to replace KDB. Wow, I never knew this would happen. Okay, so let's compare KDB with Gibbs White. Let's compare. So Gibbs White will be in green, KDB will be in blue. Wow, no way. Creativity KDB 99, attacking KDB 83, defending KDB 35, Gibbs White 32, creativity Gibbs White 84, KDB 99, technique Gibbs White 75, KDB 68. Wow. What's that? Tackling 53. But attacking, Gibbs White is 74, KDB is 83, and creativity KDB is 99, Gibbs White is 84. Let's keep going. Who else can we compare Gibbs White to? Let's give me names. Let's compare him to Foden, because Foden is a number 10. Foden attacking. Foden is 75. Gibbs White is. I'm looking here. Foden is 75. Gibbs White is 74. Creativity. Foden is 76. Gibbs White beats Foden in creativity. Technique. Foden is 71. Gibbs White is 68. Defending. Foden is 30. Gibbs White 32. Tackling. Foden is 52. Gibbs White is 53. Let's keep going. James Markety attacking is 65. Gibbs White 74. Creativity. James Markety is 59. Jeremiah White. Gibbs the savior, or MGW as people are calling him. Okay, so Gibbs White is better than Markety. Okay, that's not okay. Let's see Echeverry. Gibbs White. Okay, so Gibbs White also beats Echeverry in stats. My God. So it's looking like Gibbs White is the man. Looks like Gibbs White is underrated. Maybe this is why City. But anyway, let's go to somebody who I want to buy with. Let's see. Wirtz is way better than Gibbs White. Way better. So attacking Wirtz is 86. Creativity, Wirtz is 86. Gibbs White is 84. Attacking Gibbs White is 74. Wirtz 86. Technique, Wirtz is 87. Gibbs White 68. Tackling, Wirtz is 62. Gibbs White 53. The only place that Gibbs White beats Wirtz is defending. Defending, Wirtz is 27. Gibbs White is 32. Who else can we compare Gibbs White to? Oh, Jack Grealish. Yeah. Jack Grealish, let's see. Jack Grealish, creativity 77, Gibbs White 84, technique, Jack Grealish 74, Gibbs White 68, tackling, Jack Grealish 51, Gibbs White 53, attacking, Grealish 70, Gibbs White 74. Who else? Odegaard. Oh wow, Gibbs White is better in attacking than Odegaard. Wow, so it looks like okay. I'm starting to see the dream here. I'm starting to see the thing that maybe Gibbs White is the one. So look at Odegaard. Odegaard, one of the best number 10s in the league. Odegaard attacking. Gibbs White is 74. Odegaard is 71. Creativity. Odegaard 87. Gibbs White 84. Not very bad. Technique. Odegaard is 71. Gibbs White is 68. Tackling. Odegaard is better than Gibbs White. Defending. Odegaard is better than Gibbs White. So it looks like Gibbs White is not as useless as we think he is, but still he's not a KDB replacement. And the funny thing is there's no KDB replacement, but it looks like Wirtz is close. Wirtz has got very high stats in attacking, but what do you guys think? Let me keep saying. As I said, his heat map is very good. His average on sofa score in games, very good. 7.3, 6.8 against bigger teams, but 7.3 is a big team, Arsenal. Against Ipswich, 73 against Stick. So he's not that bad. And his heat map, he's everywhere, running everywhere. He can run for days. With this heat map, you can tell that he's very physical. He's got pace. That means he can help us with when we're getting countered. So it's all pace and power with Mr. Gibbs White, and also he can see a pass. Let me see if I can go to the Premier League and see if I can find more on Mr. Gibbs White. What else can we find on Gibbs White? Players. There we go. Okay, players. Players, and then let's search Gibbs White. So this guy is being signed for the summer. Another reason why this might be true, ladies and gentlemen, why I know some people are like, why the hell would we go and sign Gibbs White? The thing about Gibbs White is he's English. Let's not forget Walker is leaving. Let's not forget Marketing might be leaving. Let's not forget that apart from Walker leaving, Stones might leave. Phillips is leaving. So Gibbs White is English, so he's gonna have to fill in the English quota. So as much as we are all getting pissed off, this elite baller called Gibbs White might be the answer. I'm telling you, sometimes, guys, the answer is underneath your nose. But I don't know. I just think like, yeah, Morgan Rogers is also linked as well. You're right about that. If this is with Wirtz, then cool. If only Gibbs White, then no. That wouldn't be nuts. But in line with what City have been doing with replacements, yeah, it's true. I'm being serious. I like the players. He was one of the first options in January. I love the guy. Mateus, please. If it's Wirtz and White, okay. Wirtz is okay then. If he's more of a Bernardo, this is our problem. We are buying mid players. It's high time we go big. This is what we did. Ended up getting Nunes and Kovacic. Odegaard looks good, but he's a pretender. If we don't get UCL, he's leaving Forest in the... Okay, if we don't get UCL, he's leaving Forest in the UCL for Europa. I don't know. Some people say he will. Some people say Gibbs White would leave Forest, who are going to play in the Champions League, to come play for us. Because we've got Pep Guardiola and we are Man City. Anyway, he's near 8 or 10. Gibbs White is a 10. He's a pure 10. Attacking 10, gets in the box. He can see a pass. Man, you don't know about MGW. You don't know about MGW, man. You don't know about... What do you know about MGW? I read that he is the godfather of Foden's son. They are like best friends since teenage years. Yeah, that's another thing. He wants to come and play with his best friend Foden. Look at Jude. Trent is going to play with Jude. Guys, I'm telling you, I see the vision. Question: ask why isn't the club attracting elite English players? Kilkster, can you tell me who's an elite English player? Kilkster, let me ask you a question. Who is elite more than Morgan Gibbs White right now? I can't even say it in a straight face. Kilkster, who is more elite than Morgan Gibbs White right now? Isn't Gibbs White top 10 in top? I think Gibbs White is top 5, one of the best number 10s in the league. Am I lying? Huh? Gibbs White is performing more than Szoboszlai at Liverpool. So I see the vision anyway. Who is better right now in the Premier League? Who is a better number 10 than Gibbs White? Can somebody tell me who is a better number 10 than Gibbs White in the league right now? I'll wait. Morgan Rogers, maybe. Cole Palmer. But who is better? Apart from Morgan Rogers and Palmer, who is a better number 10 than Gibbs White in this league right now? Don't forget, he has his team going to the UCL. Gibbs White has Forest going to the UCL. Okay, let's dig deep. Let's dig deep. Let's see how good this guy is. I want to see how good this Morgan Gibbs White is. Okay, cool. Bear with me for a minute, guys. Like the video, guys. Let's keep cooking. By the way, Martin, did you know anything about this, Martin? Did you know anything about this Gibbs White fella? Big up to Martin, man. One more membership for 1 more month. Big up to you, Martin. Guys, if you want to become a member, go ahead, become a member. As I said, I'll try to do streams every day since I'm not working now. So I'll try to do streams every day. But become a member for 99 cents. Let's get that money. Get me that BMW, man. Let me get that. Okay, Gibbs White won't be cheap either. They paid a good amount for him. Honest question, why are people against this? He's a quality player. Martin, I think people want Verts. So it's Verts or nothing. But I have asked the question. Nobody has given me an answer. Apart from Cole Palmer and Morgan Rogers, who is a better number 10 in the Premier League right now than Gibbs White? Than Gibbs, the gangster White. Anyway, let's keep going. Yeah. He says, why are we attracting lesser ones? I don't know. Gibbs White is number 3 in the Prem with Forest. Imagine what he could do at City. Gibbs White won't be cheap either. They paid a good amount. That is true. Big up to Martin again for becoming a member. Let me do what you do, Martin. Big up to you after seeing that.
That's what I'm talking about. This shit means something to me, man.
Thank you very much for the membership, Martin. I think they paid 40 mil for White, and he must be worth more now. Yes, White right now, I think 40 mil. We're talking about 80 mil. 80 mil, I think so. He's a quality player, but can't just be him for me. Have I not mentioned about only being allowed 17 foreign players? If you want a bigger squad, we also have to buy homegrown players. Man City better go and get the CO first. It's getting very difficult for Man City's current form to be top 5. Jude, Rice, Kane, Saka is what Kilkster is talking about. We're not getting any of those right now. I know he's more a 10, but how do we play Foden, White, Verts, and Mamouche? I don't know. Is Mamouche really a 10? Palmer. You see, guys, you're only mentioning Palmer. Who is better than... I repeat this. Let me say again. Who is better than Gibbs, the GOAT White, in the Premier League right now, apart from Palmer and Morgan Rogers? Who is better number 10 right now in 2025? Who is a better number 10 than Morgan, the GOAT White? Let me ask it. Who is a better number 10 than Morgan, the GOAT White? Yeah, please tell me. I want to know. Who is a better number 10 than Morgan, the GOAT White, apart from Palmer and Morgan Rogers? Right now. Tell me in the comments. I want to know right now in the comments. Because right now, this guy looks elite. This guy is elite. Yeah, this guy looks elite to me right now. This guy looks like he's elite to me. I'm telling you. Okay, anyway, let me check. let's check. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing this. Let me check. Let me study this Morgan Gibbs White. Martin says, do people think we're just going to get foreign players? That's true. Anyway, so I'm gonna send the link to a few people because a few people seem to want to get into some of this Gibbs White goodness. So I'll send a link to Kilkster and the fraud Adam, so we can talk about this baller, this absolute baller in Gibbs White, this next level generational number 10 in Gibbs White. So anyway, let's see what we can find out and dig up on Gibbs White. So let me see what he's done so far. So in 2025, he's got 5 goals. Wow, not that great. I know Foden has more goals than that. Wait, let's see. Gibbs White stats. So Gibbs White, right, has got 147 appearances in the Premier League, 16 goals and 26 assists. Basically, he's got 53 through balls, accurate long balls, 188. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. Free kicks scored 0, penalties scored 3. Goes with the right foot 13, left foot goes 1. So it looks like he's very focused. Headed goes 2, goals per match 0.11. Okay. Discipline is the biggest issue. Remember, he's got 24 yellow cards. He's got 119 fouls, and that's the other thing. I think it was discipline was his weakness. He's got discipline issues a bit. Discipline issues. But if you look at his stats, crossing accuracy 25, through balls 53, accurate long balls 118, 16 goals throughout his career in the Premier League. Is that impressive for a midfielder, for a number 10? What do you guys think? Are you impressed? That's all the seasons he's played. Is that impressive? Because those are not KDB numbers. I think KDB numbers are way better. You'll find KDB numbers are way better. So I don't know. Okay, let me invite these 2 frauds because they seem to have something to say. Bear with me for a minute. Bear with me for a minute. 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 Yeah, cool. Okay, I have. There we go. So anyway, guys, let's keep going. So if you look at these stats, are you impressed? Or you're like, I don't give a shit. It's all about the eye test. This is Gibbs White. All the seasons he's played, he's got 147 appearances, 16 goals. Obviously, 47 innings, he's lost 64 times. But look at the assists, 26 assists and 16 goals. Does that shout like, oh, this is the guy who is better than Foden? I don't know. It's up to you guys to judge. But that's what Gibbs White brings to the table. Gibbs, the GOAT White. That's what I'll be calling him. Morgan, the GOAT White. That's what I'll be calling this guy from now on. Morgan, the GOAT White. I can't believe this. Anyway. Nobody has answered me, isn't it? Nobody has answered. Let me see the comments. I have Adam and Kilkster. Okay. Adam is also here in the background. I keep asking that who is better than him right now in 2025 as a number 10, apart from and Morgan Rogers. Adam and Kilkster, welcome to the show. You've heard the good news. I thought at first it was fake when David Austin, I thought it was a fake account. I don't know why David has me banned. As I said, I think I did say Fab is better than him. Maybe he got pissed off. That was last year. So he blocked me. But anyway, it's the official account saying Morgan, the GOAT White, and Verts are the 2 guys that are being looked at this KDB. Let me ask you something, Kilkster, before I go to Adam the Fraud.
Patrick, it's a shit idea. I'm sorry.
Wait. Let me ask Kilkster the
Patrick, it's pure stupidity.
There we go. We're going to mute you for now. So, Kilkster and Adam. Kilkster, what is your thought on this particular signing before Adam comes in and gets me cancelled?
Well, I think he's fine as a squad player. And the City documentary crew better record the first time that Rodri and Gibbs White meet in the dressing room because scenes. But like I thought Ornstein was a bit hyperbolic when he was like, "Yeah, it's the KDB replacement." That to me is frankly an insulting statement. So he should not have said that. Uh, I guess Martin and I are going in the chat. Maybe I'm adding wrong. I'm not sure. But in my head, I think we could lose up to 7 foreign players today or this summer. Up to maybe not all of them. And I realize that Vardiol and Daku don't count this year, but I'm pretty sure that Marmouche and Nico do because they're too old to count as under 21s. So they should already be included. I've watched other breakdowns and the foreign slots. From what I've seen, I think it's 16. But I know that's not counting. I know it's not counting Echeverry, Husanov, Victor Hayes, Daku, and Vardiol. I know it's not counting any of them. But I don't know. I'm also very sell happy, so that's why I'm like, I think we could lose up to 7 of the foreign slots this summer.
Wait a minute. I thought you were coming with smoke for Gibbs White. Where's the smoke?
Oh.
Where's the chest?
I'm giving the smoke back to the chat that I was in a minute ago. Yeah, Morgan Gibbs White, man. I don't
Can
watch
I ask
a lot
you
of
something?
sports.
Do you see the vision? Let's say, for instance, he comes in, but
He's
not
a squad
alone.
player in Man City. That's it. He's not a starting number 10 for Manchester City. He's just not good enough. He would be an English quota squad player. That's all he would be.
Do you remember what you said, though? You remember what you said?
If you want an English player, sign Anthony Robinson from Fulham to play left back so Yashko can be center back. Anthony Robinson is homegrown. I know he's American for his net, but he's English and he was academy trained. So he's homegrown. So sign him instead. He's an actual starting player on our team.
But
and
you see what you
said
said
in like 10 years. Sign him.
Yeah, but you remember what you said. Isn't it coming true now? You said somehow there's no longer tiki-taka players. There's pace and power and speed. There you go, another one. This is not a Pep type player again. Remember what you said yesterday? You're like, why are they signing certain players? Look at Gibbs White now. It looks like they're signing players who are good in transition and counter-attack, and they've got the physicality. They're not signing short anymore, short, technical. So where you see where it's going, before the fraud Adam comes in and puts bad words about Gibbs, the GOAT White.
I don't watch a lot of Forest, so I'm not sure, but it sounds like that's the
No,
style.
I'm saying that's who he is. That's what he is. He's pace and power.
Okay, perfect then. Yeah, then he would fit right in with all these other players that we've been playing. But as we've also seen, Pep is reluctant to use any of those players to their strength. So in my head, it's kind of pointless. And I am still confused as to why some of these players have been brought in when the manager doesn't want to play them to their strengths. He wants to play tiki-taka. So is this a sign that we're going to evolve our style next season and maybe Gibbs White?
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Do you remember the? Do you remember the pass?
I came in the stream late and I just went into the chat and melted down.
Do you remember the cross he did when they dunked on us? When as soon as they did the corner, we did our corner. Gibbs White took the ball and hoofed it straight to Hudson-Odoi. Maybe this is what it is.
I would love to see that. But do you think he's doing that under Pep? No, he'll just stay at Forest and play the way he wants to play.
Yeah. Anyway,
I think we are seriously going to start. I think some players are going to stop. They're going to stop considering City.
Yeah. We'll see. Anyway, Adam, Mr. Fraud,
Yes.
Fraud. Yes, the floor is yours now. Go ahead.
I'm not a fan of it.
Why? Can you tell me who's a better number 10 than Gibbs White in 2025?
Patrick, I'm not a fan of it. If we're going to bloody go for Gibbs White, then we may as well go for Madison. Because Madison's 100 times better than Gibbs White. I'm sorry, but no, Patrick.
Remember, we wanted to buy Madison.
No, Patrick.
Gassing Madison.
Patrick. Gibbs White is an average player. His level is no offense, to shit teams like Aston Villa and Spurs. He is not the level.
Adam,
no.
Patrick,
you not notice we're kind of becoming that?
Cunha for
Patrick,
moves.
Sixth
Would you
place right
prefer
now?
Cunha for moves? Cunha, is it Cunha
Yes,
for moves?
Patrick. Cunha is a better player than Gibbs White. If you said Cunha, I'll accept that, Patrick. Patrick, give me a minute. If it's Cunha, I'll take Cunha over Gibbs White. But Gibbs White, no offense, he is an average player. At best, yeah, his level is fuck. Yeah, he's Aston Villa and shit teams like Spurs. He is not the level of City quality. If you gave me Cunha, I'll take it. But Gibbs
Oh my
White,
God, Cunha's got better stats with less
thank you
games.
very much, Patrick.
Do we
Gibbs White
really
is
want
the
another
level.
Wolves player
Patrick,
though? I think we're a
Patrick,
little sour
Gibbs,
on them because of Nunes.
Patrick. Like what I said, Gibbs White is the level of Spurs and Aston Villa. He is not the level of City. He's an average player.
Martin
He's a
has the
squad
link.
player,
Martin
though.
has the
He
link, by
would
the
be
way.
a good squad player off the bench. He's the guy you want playing in games you don't want your Gibbs White is who you want playing against like the relegation teams and the bad teams in the Champions. Well, I guess it'll be Europa League.
Kelstar. At best, he's a bench warmer. At best.
Yeah. So I don't think he would come here because like he wants to. He's good enough to start for like a team like Forest, but he's not good enough to start for City. So.
And that's what I said. He's good enough to start for shit teams like Spurs,
Unless all he wants
Aston
unless he's
Villa.
trophy hunting.
Yeah.
Is that
He's
who
good
we?
enough to start for shit teams like Spurs, Aston Villa, all of these meaty teams. Yeah, mid-table clubs. But he is not good enough to be in this City squad.
Do you know
He is
what, Adam?
he
I
is
see that. I
average.
think they just want him because he's English. Because why are we not going after Cunha? Who's good at East Coast? That's
Because
very
he's
like.
foreign. We need English players. Like we have to do. Like
I
Martin is right.
see.
We need English players. We need English quota. We need homegrown players. It's like a rule.
Kelstar. If that's the case, then why don't you promote the youth?
Well, because they're too young to count as
I'd rather,
they're still too young.
I'd
They're all
rather
under
you.
21. Like Rico right now doesn't count. I don't think as a squad in our squad yet because he's.
I think he does, doesn't he?
But he will. I think next year he will. Martin would have to clarify that for me. I don't remember what the age is. I don't know if it's 21 or I don't know. There's some weird. I think Martin has to explain it because I can't. But like I don't think Rico technically counts right now as like one of our homegrown
But
players.
yeah, for me, I've said my piece. I'm not a fan of Gibbs White. Listen, if you give me Florian Wirtz, I don't mind having Gibbs White.
What if you get both of them?
Okay, Ed says the age is 21,
no,
so
Patrick,
Rico doesn't even count
Patrick,
as a homegrown player for us.
Patrick, if you
Still
get
too
that,
young.
Patrick,
Thank
if
you,
you get
Ed.
Florian Wirtz and Gibbs White, I'll be open to it. But if you just get me Gibbs White and not Florian Wirtz, then I'm sorry, I'm not accepting it because Gibbs White is an average player. Average.
Yeah, we see that's what my original comment that lit up the chat is like we want to be attracting the elite English players, and I don't consider Gibbs White one of them. So I think something is a little bit wrong that we can't get like the top English players to come here anymore. But then overall, as my view as an American, I think that the quality of the English player is also declining.
It is poor, isn't it? It is poor.
Yeah, I just don't think I don't know. You guys just keep getting these really lucky draws to get into these finals, but I don't think you've deserved any of them. I just like look at Spain's path to the Euros and look at England's. Like Spain had to knock out everyone. They had to knock out France.
You know what the problem is,
Germany. They had to knock out. I guess they had an easy one in the first round.
Kelstar, you know the problem with England,
scrubs like Bosnia or whatever. Like
Kelstar, you know the problem that I have with England is they have too many individual players. None of them are team players. Everyone is
look
individual.
At another elite English player, Trent. He's fucking off to Real Madrid. Jude went to Real Madrid. Declan Rice decided to go to Arsenal. Like why are these players not coming to Man City? Is it because of Pep? Is it because like Pep is not playing them where they want to play? Are they just not willing to adapt? Maybe it's what you're saying, Adam. Maybe it's that individuality and they just want to be the best. They want to do their thing. They don't want to adapt to a team. I don't know.
But yeah, Patrick, Patrick, if they give me Florian Wirtz and Gibbs White, I'll be open to it.
Yeah, if he takes Jack's spot, we get Florian Wirtz to start, and then Oscar Bob has to take McAtee's place because Oscar Bob is homegrown.
If Gibbs White comes and then takes Bernard, if Gibbs White comes and takes Bernardo's and Jack's space, I'll accept that.
Well, there's no way Bernardo's not going this summer.
I pray he does, but
that was me responding.
He's not. Don't like yourself. Let me tell you something, Adam. You better. You know the next kid that's coming next season. Put Bernardo Silva in the back. I guarantee you'll be right. I'm telling you, Bernardo Silva might even take the number 10 jersey in this team.
God.
Do you know who Bernardo? You know who Bernardo Silva is, you? But I'm just saying. I think it's about the
Bernardo Silva is like Pep's teacher's pet.
I know. I think it's about the English quarter because
one more season of Bernardo.
How much is Cunha? By the way, let me check what's Cunha's release clause. Let me see that.
I think Cunha has a release clause, probably somewhere close to 60. Or I think I could be wrong.
Yeah, but how much is Gibbs White gonna be? They bought
I
Gibbs White for
could be wrong.
70 or
I think
62
United
million.
want him.
Yeah, see, I told you.
62
See?
million. Yeah.
So
How
big
old is-
guy,
How old is Cunha?
I think he's like close to in his late 20s, I think, or something. I could be wrong.
He's also 25 years old. Gibbs White
Yeah,
is also 25,
so
yeah. So they're both 25 years old. I don't know. I think Cunha
Again, it's
is
that
more
homegrown
dangerous.
thing.
Yeah, it's a
That's
homegrown
going to
thing.
be a big problem for us. Because, like I said, we're not attracting elite English players, so we're going to have to water our squad down with homegrown and English
Who's
players,
elite
like
though right
lesser
now?
ones.
Who is Kilster? Who's elite right now?
I just said it's Trent, it's Saka, it's Rice, it's Rice, and it's Jude, and then Foden. That's about it and then Harry Kane, but obviously he's on the decline. I know we tried to get him. I remember that whole saga. That I wasn't really active on social
my
media.
only three.
That was a meltdown.
My only three that I would say that are up there when it comes to term of English are Harry Kane, Foden, and Jude. Saka is below them. I wouldn't say he's up there with those three.
For English standards, he's
Saka is what? Saka is what?
Like
Saka is below Jude Bellingham and Foden.
Saka is one of England's best players. Like, let's
no.
I know we hate Arsenal, but Saka is a good player.
Patrick.
He's one of the top wingers in the world.
Patrick, you know my hatred for Arsenal, and it's not even that, yeah. Patrick, you know I don't like Jude Bellingham, but Jude Bellingham is a better player than Saka is.
I'm sorry, Saka is elite. I'm sorry. I used to hate on Saka.
Saka is better than Jude Bellingham.
Saka is elite. Saka is elite.
Saka will never.
What, and Jude Bellingham is not elite?
Do you know Saka carries the whole Arsenal?
Patrick, answer the question. What, is Jude Bellingham not elite?
Nah, the only elite thing about Jude there.
Come on, Patrick. And that's coming, Patrick. Patrick, wait, Kelster and Patrick. This is coming from a guy that doesn't like Jude Bellingham. But I can say that Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham is a better. Patrick, Jude Bellingham is better than Saka.
Who doesn't like Jude?
No, I've criticized Jude Bellingham, but I'm saying, yeah, Jude Bellingham is a better player than Saka is.
Can't you see my hairstyle? I also went to do the Jude. So who doesn't like Jude here?
I should have shipped that whole thing for you.
You know what? Ed makes a really good point. Livramento is on his way. He just needs a tiny bit more experience for me, but Livramento is class. I've heard we're trying to sign him, but I
want
don't
to be shocked
think
if the
Newcastle
English
will let
players
him
come
go.
in. I think a lot of English players will come in.
No one's paying 100 million for a fullback.
Okay,
or will they?
He says, I like Morgan, the goat white, to be honest, but it needs to be more than just him.
That's true. He's fine. He's fine as a squad player.
I sent you the link.
He's fine as a squad player, but
ago.
he cannot be the Kevin De Bruyne replacement. He's not. I don't think, and I still don't think there's any scenario where he's like a starter. He'll start games, but they won't be anything big. And I don't know if he'll.
Wouldn't you play next to Foden?
Aren't you going to play Florian Wirtz if you sign Florian Wirtz next to Foden?
Can I say something?
Also, what are we doing with Marmoush?
Can I say something? And
Why did we even sign him?
This is going to break a lot of hearts. I don't know if it's you, Chris, that you said, and the few people have told me, there's this feeling that Wirtz is not coming. I
don't think he is coming, but we're operating on the assumption that he is. No, I think he's going to Bayern Munich. I think he's just going to wait it out and do another season at Leverkusen, and he'll really force their hand. I know Leverkusen don't want to sign him or send him to Bayern, but I think he's going to.
No, to be honest with you, you guys are saying Bayern, but you know which team I feel like is the most sneakiest club of all, yeah, and I could somehow see him some way going there, is Madrid.
Well, then they're going to lose a couple of midfielders because they're stacked there.
Valverde,
they have Jude, they have Tushimani, they have Camavinga, they have that.
Because Kelster, why I say Madrid are
Ceballos,
Patrick, and you know why I say Madrid are sneaky? For all you know, what is to say? For all we know, what is to say? Right now, they're talking behind.
Right now.
So
wait, Adam.
Madrid is the team that I don't trust.
No, it's not going to work with Madrid because he's under contract and they're going to have to pay 100 and something million. Madrid doesn't do that.
Yeah, they do.
Why you think Madrid won't pay that?
Jude.
Wait, they did, isn't it? They did that.
They paid 100 million for Jude.
So you think Madrid's going to pay 120 for Wirtz?
Why not?
I think they want to. They certainly have it because they leverage all these other players to.
Patrick. Patrick, answer this question. You telling me if you have Florian Wirtz, you think Madrid are not going to get rid of Dani Ceballos and all of these other players to make money to get him?
Where's Jude going to play then? Because they play him as a number 10.
You know what? That's for Madrid to find out if they get him.
They would upgrade from whoever their 10 is now to Verts in a
Yeah.
heartbeat. And be like, sorry, buddy, you're out.
That's what I said to you, Patrick. They will kick Ceballos out and whoever it is to get that money, 125 million.
Can I ask both of you though? Can I ask both of you? There's another name on the list, by the way. It's our own player, Morgan Rogers. So I'll start with Kilksa. Would you take back Morgan Rogers?
That's also another good option
as
well.
Rotational piece, yeah. But I don't think he's not good enough to start. But he's good rotation piece.
I like Gibbs White. Gibbs the God White desire. Looks like he wants to win.
To be honest with you, Patrick, Patrick, I think Gibbs White will cost more, than Morgan Rogers.
Nah, Morgan Rogers. I think Villa got Rogers for nothing, and they're desperate for the PSR room.
No, because
they would charge a big fee just so they could get more PSR room. They have a rich owner who wants to spend, and currently he doesn't have the cap space to spend, so he would try to create a lot of cap space if he sold Rogers.
With Gibbs White, I don't know how much they will bloody want. Because for me personally, I won't pay more than 50 for Gibbs White.
You know what? Plus the fact that in the UCL, and plus the fact that in the UCL, I think they're gonna be a bit cheeky. Yeah.
So that's what I said to you, Patrick. They're gonna ask a lot of money for him, and me, I would not pay more than 50 million for Gibbs White personally. I don't value him more than. Okay, I'll push.
Look at Lewis. Look at Lewis. It says Martin. Yeah, I'll be buzzing with Morgan the Goat White than others. I don't get why people are acting like he's a bad player.
As a squad player.
No, Patrick.
I don't have an issue with that.
Patrick, the most I will pay for Gibbs
White from bringing up foreign slots. Like I'm not like anti Gibbs White.
Patrick, the most I will pay for Gibbs White is at 60 million. Nothing more than that.
Adam, good afternoon, Patrick.
He's an average player.
Kelster, good afternoon.
What's up, Carl?
So I just had to jump in here, Patrick.
Good afternoon, Carl.
The standards are on the floor, mate.
Oh God, here's that word.
This is what from Florian Wirtz, we're all running after, to David Ornstein talking about Morgan Gibbs White. The standards are on the floor.
And you know what, Carl, what we just found out, do you know that we were talking about number 10s, and they realized that there's that talented Cunha from Wolves who's better. You know Cunha, who's Brazilian. Cunha. And he's good at his close.
Wait, Patrick.
Ignore him.
Kelsa, look at this fraud, Patrick. He's not even giving my credit. I was the one who brought up Cunha. You fraud.
Listen, Patrick, Adam, you're all frauds. I'm sorry. All of you are frauds. Only Kelsa is the one that's not a fraud. All right? The standards are on the floor. We're going from David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Fernandinho to Morgan Gibbs White. Seriously.
Morgan the Goat White, yeah.
He's a squad player at Man City, but the problem is we already have a bunch of those because we're insinuating that we want Bernardo to be a squad player next season. Kava's a squad player. Nunez we already have a bunch of these already. Like,
what are we doing?
Yeah, like if you want to replace some of them, if you want to get rid of some of them and make Gibbs White the squad player, fine. I don't think he would accept that. If he's a starter on the Champions League team, he's not going to just come sit on our bench. All right, here we go.
When we played Monaco years ago, and we saw Benjamin Mendy, Bernardo Silva, Fabinho, we were like, wow, go get them. And we got two of them. 17-18, we killed the league. We're talking about Morgan Gibbs White. What is going on?
Morgan the Goat White. What's up with people? It's the goat. I don't know. Anyway,
like I said, scenes when they meet in the dressing room. Him and Rodri.
So Martin, Morgan Gibbs White seems to be. I think you mentioned this, Martin, a bit, and I laughed at you a bit when you said Morgan Gibbs White. But it looks like Rogers and Morgan Gibbs White are actually on that list, and Morgan Gibbs White is at the top of the list. How do you see this, Martin? Because we just mentioned Cunha. That why we're not going after Cunha, but maybe because Morgan is English, but because of the English quarter. So, Martin, when you heard the news, Morgan Gibbs White or the Goat White, I know you're not surprised, but do you see the vision?
Yeah, I have no problem with it because I think people looking at Morgan Gibbs White as the only midfielder. They're looking at both Wirtz and Gibbs White. I don't understand this thing against him. I don't get it. People know the rules. I don't understand why the rules are so crazy. Everyone thinks these rules about 17 foreign, and then you've got to make.
Are you telling me that in the whole of England, there isn't a player in the midfield better than Morgan Gibbs White? For us,
Palmer and Rogers. It's Palmer and Rogers.
But Rodgers is also on the list. No one said it is Gibbs White. It could be Rodgers.
Oh my gosh! Stop.
I'm sorry, but you have to deal with the rules, Carl.
Yeah, but
I
you're
said
telling
there's
me,
no elite players in
Kelsey,
England
hold on,
anymore.
Kelsey. I beg you, right? You're telling me that in the whole of England there isn't a player suited to the way we play the game better than Morgan Gibbs White.
Well, can you name him, Carl? Can you name him?
What's that kid from Crystal Palace, the one that everybody likes?
Wharton.
Adam Wharton's a six.
Brucey,
He's a 6'8".
Cole Palmer. Why can't we get Cole Palmer back?
Because
he's on an 8-year contract.
150 million. 150 million.
It's better. You're better spending that money on Cole Palmer 150 than Morgan Gibbs White at 60.
Why to be 80, by the way, guys? I don't
you
think
are.
60. Why to be 80?
You're better.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Maybe
Cole Palmer's not coming back. I don't know where everyone's got this Cole Palmer. He's not coming back. You need to move
but
on.
My point is, my point, Kelsey, is the trend we're seeing. The trend we're seeing. I don't understand this.
But what you're not understanding, I don't understand where people got this thing. Said we're not going to build this Galactico squad. It's not us. It never has been us.
Is Morgan Gibbs White good enough for Barcelona, Madrid, Bayern Munich?
All right. Well, would you have said Elise was good enough for Bayern Munich when he left Palace?
Yeah. We always knew Elise was class.
At least we're not talking about Eze anymore.
Morgan Gibbs White has been pivotal to where Forest are this season.
Forest a mid-table, mate.
The third.
Yeah, but for that, it's a. Hold on a sec.
What it is we've got this arrogance that we can't buy. We've got to buy a certain type of player now with a certain name. I don't understand it. It's never been us.
Name, Martin. Martin's not the name, bro. It's not the name.
Morgan Gibbs White has been balling all season for Forest.
Oh,
I don't understand what people are watching. And he's not even signed.
I give up.
He's not even signed.
Kelsey, I give up. I just give up, mate.
Cal, who do you want?
Don't know, mate. I just don't know. All these names you're calling, mate, are not good enough for what we need to do.
But Cal, the rules. Cal, if you want a bigger squad, if you want 25, 30 players, you are only allowed 17 players.
I don't
that
want
are foreign.
25, 30 players, Martin. I want quality.
Wait. Cal, I can give you another one. Let me. Don't forget this, Cal. I think you and me discussed this before. Maybe this is a strategy, Cal. That yes, there's two midfielders coming, and one of them is Gibbs White. I think it's still a smart strategy to take any number 10 away from the other top 6 teams. Maybe that's the strategy. Do you remember how we weakened the other guys? I'm just saying.
Let's hear ourselves. We're competing now with Forest.
Patrick, I can tell you now, Nottingham Forest will drop off next season.
What is going on?
No, they have a rich owner, and he'll spend. If he gets 100 million for Champions League, he will spend it. They are not going away.
I don't know.
They're just like Newcastle. They just need the capital to spend the money, and they will spend it.
Can I ask a bigger question to Martin? I think, Martin, we discussed this before outside somewhere. I think we discussed it somewhere. But let me ask this. Okay, we are all hating Gibbs White. He's the captain for Forest, right? And Forest have money. What if they give him a bigger contract? And let me ask something else. Let me ask something more. What if Gibbs White says, I would rather stay in the Champions League and I'll get a bigger contract and I'm the captain for Forest?
And that's fine. He may do that part. He may, but then where do you? But again, then you are gone. Whether you like this or not, you're gonna have to keep a Jack Grealish. Then you're gonna have to keep someone else. People have got this belief that
are both staying next season.
People think he's coming in for Jack Grealish. He's coming in for Jack Grealish, maybe.
Doesn't know the Spurs
potential. I don't understand where there's this belief at the minute that 13 players are walking out the door in the summer. They're not. They're not selling 13 players. I don't know where this has gone from.
KDB ruthless. That was ruthless that they did with KDB.
Yes, but KDB's one.
They should have done it to Bernardo Silva.
They're not going to get rid of Nunes, Kovacic, Bernardo, and Gundogan. All 4 are not going to go.
No,
and McAtee as well. You're not going to get rid of them all. I know that's what people want, but you're not going to get that. I think people are expecting. They're expecting way too much of what they're expecting in the summer at the moment. Because for a start off, you've got to have a buyer. you've got to have a decent fee. You got to have things to be sorted out. And to get, people like Kelsey, right? You are going to get rid of potentially 2 goalies, but you're going to bring in 2 goalies who are foreign. So you might as well just keep the 2 there. I mean, not the players, but the 2 foreign spots. The 2 slots are just going to get taken by the 2 goalies. Kushinov, Doku, and Gavardio all come into the foreign contingent next season. So people don't like this. Don't hate the player, hate the game. These are the rules, people.
The problem, Martin, is listen. I get the rules, mate. I get the rules. We used to shop at Harrods. Now we're going to Radio Shack.
We've never shopped at Harrods. We've shopped at Harrods once. There was only
half
half.
Harrods, mate. Now we're going to Radio Shack.
We've always shopped. We've always shopped one level down. Haaland for me was the only top world.
When I say Harrods, I'm talking about the quality of the players, the quality of the players. De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Benjamin Mendy, Fernandinho, quality. Diamond in the rough that you can polish to become these extreme players who dominate the game.
Yeah, but wasn't Gibbs White the wonder kid? I think Gibbs White was a wonder kid.
Oh God!
I don't know whether it's PTSD over Calvin Phillips or what. I don't. There's something got into people's minds of Calvin Phillips has appeared, he failed, and that's it. That's it. We're off because we had this same conversation over Adam Wharton. You know this, Pat.
You know who is, yeah.
And it's why Cal's laughing. As soon as Adam Wharton got mentioned
anymore, they're kind of not good.
But Kelsey, you've got to buy English players. I'm sorry, these are the rules. Honest. You don't like them, come out the Premier League.
I agree, and that's why I said Gibbs White is a good squad option. I don't think he's a starter.
Martin, I will be honest.
He's fine on the bench, but would he accept that? I don't think he would.
Martin, I'll be honest. That Calvin Phillips has given me nightmares, so I'll be open about it.
But you can't do that. You can't go one because let's go back to Calvin Phillips and Carl and Pat and me did a video. What was it? And I think we did an hour and a half on about 4 videos on Calvin Phillips, where we sat. We did. And if you remember, I think it was just us 3. I'm not sure if anyone was with us. We spent about 3 months doing Calvin Phillips, and we all thought great. The trouble is, the Calvin Phillips we all thought we were getting was not the Calvin Phillips who turned up. He sort of turned up, walked in the door and went, wow, can't handle this. What's this place? And that's the problem. He just didn't work. So sadly, it didn't work. But with Gibbs White, no one's saying Gibbs White to take over KDB. No one's saying that. You're not going to get another KDB. If they got Wirtz and Gibbs White, and then it's rotational. We've got a big squad. Imagine Gibbs White coming off a bench. Imagine you can rest Foden then. You don't have to play Foden 70 games. You don't have to play all these players for 70 games. We're trying to build a squad. That's what a rebuild is. And unfortunately, because we've made stupid errors in the market over the last 2 years, this is the price you're going to have to pay. Now, on your comment about Forest, yeah, Pat, I totally agree with you. We may be in the Europa, they may be in the Champions League. But where the Forest going to be in 5 years and where the City going to be in 5 years? This is where the standards do come.
Do you think that's how he sees it as?
Or maybe up there with us.
Wait. Do you think maybe, just maybe?
First time I hear Martin using the word that he hates.
Wait.
That's where standards are.
Or maybe just maybe.
Standard, sorry.
Maybe just maybe, Martin, they sell him like this. They're like, you're going to get the number 17, which KDB wore.
Well, Pat, I'll put it this way. Didn't Kante and Mahrez leave a title-winning Leicester team?
Yeah, they did, yeah. That's fair.
We're more likely to win the league next season.
Oh, and Kante went to Chelsea.
I don't mean this in a real bad way, but Forest are not going to do this again next year. They're not going to continue to do it. We will.
I know
this is a one-off.
Building though, they'll get there eventually. I think they'll be in the mix in 5 seasons because they have an ambitious owner.
So are Newcastle. But the end of the day is no one's got our owners. And as much as would you rather play for Pep Guardiola or Nuno? Which one would you rather play for?
Well, Pep's not going to be
Pep Guardiola's.
It's not. It matters.
Of course he has. Of course he will. I know that's what a lot of people don't want. Signed a 2-year deal, and he's already said he wants to sign a longer one.
Is that 2-year deal going to be enough to secure like the top players? Because I'm not just be like,
see what I mean? People have got this thing. I know people want Pep to leave. I get it. I know they want and they're hoping for it, but it didn't happen.
Nobody's asking for Pep to leave. All we're asking for
No, Carl has been. Stop.
All we're asking for
I think Kelster's getting on that row at the moment.
I'm consistent about Pep in. I'm just very critical of him this season, but I am Pep in all the way. I trust him to fix it next season.
I'm borderline. I'm
just frustrated this season.
We know you're borderline after this morning.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Kyle.
What I want is the Pep that I fell in love with. Not this Pep. This Pep is not. He's a fraud.
Barcelona, Bayern.
I want the Pep that led me to fall in love with the game. That's what I want.
No, Carl, I agree. But what I'm saying is, can we not just? Does he not? Like we all said, he deserves this rebuild. Yes. And people have already lost it because nobody's saying Morgan Gibbs White, and that's it. That's the only midfielder we're buying. There's other names.
He's not good enough for us, Martin.
Martin, do you know that Kilster, Martin and Carl, do you know Kilster said something? And maybe she says a lot of genius stuff and then she forgets and I have to remind her. She said a genius thing. She said, City somehow are buying players that are very good on the counter and good in transition. Morgan Gibbs White is also good in transition and counters. Do you think that's where the football is going for City, for Pep?
That's the way we're going. Pep's already said it. The way we played against Chelsea and Newcastle is the way we will move forward. I'm sure of it. That's the way we're going to do. At the moment, we haven't got the tools to do that. As soon as we sort everyone out,
play them all together that often.
Well, we don't really. We really don't have the tools, in my honest opinion. I don't think we do. I think people are just adapting in. Too many people got a bit too excited with the 200 million and thought we were going to go back to winning 12 games on the bounce. It was only ever going to be a slight improvement. Pep's been off it. The players have been off it. The board have been off it. Next summer, we will come back with a bang. I'm sure of it. There's a reason Cheeky's staying on.
Next season,
Cheeky and Biana are going to tag team this all summer. And we're going to go for it.
To do, so.
Well, exactly. So having two are better than one.
Martin, you know what I might do? Patrick, I might do a trend and just say quadruple for the fun of it.
Yeah, but
no, it's not even. As long as we're challenging next year. As long as we're challenging.
Season we're going for the quad.
Say that again.
He's going out with a bang. I promise.
So it's going with the quad kill stay. Say that again for the camera so I can clip you.
Sorry, I was interrupting Martin. I apologize for that.
No, say that. Say that in the camera so I can clip you.
Whenever Pep's last season is, whenever that is, I don't know when it's going to be. Whenever Pep's last season is, he's going to go for the quadruple because he will want to end with a bang. He will He will end with a mic drop.
Okay.
I'll put it this way. What would you rather have, Pat? Would you rather have an angry Pep who's going to come back with a vengeance? Or would you rather have another manager? Pep Guardiola is going to come back so angry. If anyone thinks Pep's not sat there angry, he's even said winning the FA Cup will not save this. He knows. He knows what's happening.
He said you can't receive bonuses.
He does things that seem contradictory. I think that's where my frustration is with him this season. But
no, it's not, Kelsey. He's got a squad,
and I think he's going to fix it next season.
It's a squad he's got to keep happy. You got to think of the team dressing room, the harmony. You don't want World War III when you're going for the top four. You can't have World War III.
Martin, let me ask my best friend Carl, because I've managed in the past to convince you. So, Carl, you're telling me that if I bring you with a nice presentation for Morgan the Goat White, you're not going to accept it?
No.
What about Madison from Spurs?
To do what?
Not good enough.
So who is good enough? Who's English or homegrown? This is my question. Who is?
I said this earlier. I said England is lacking elite players. I think the only elite players for England right now is Jude, Rice, Saka, Trent, and Foden.
Kelsey,
you're not getting Saka out of Arsenal.
I know.
Arsenal won't sell us a cold.
Hold on, Kelsey. Kelly, maybe I am spoiled, right? Maybe I am spoiled. Maybe I'm used to the levels of David Silva, De Bruyne, Fernandinho. Maybe in my brain, that's the standard I'm used to. So when I hear Morgan Gibbs White, I look at all the games he's played, I'm like, okay, he's okay, but is it really all that? It's not even as good as Foden or Palmer.
I think Rodgers is better. I think Morgan Rodgers is better.
Also, Lieberman, he's up there too.
No, but the thing is, City have
I know.
loved
I know we're
Livermore
never
for
getting
2
him. I know.
years.
I know.
The Newcastle will just not sell him. You just
It'd be 100 million, and there's no way we're paying 100 million.
you've got to remember the teams like Newcastle, Liverpool, United, Arsenal. They're not going to sell you there, guys.
I know. Well,
No, Villa will.
I'm just saying, like
Villa will.
That's how
I
much
think
talent
Villa
I
would.
think England has right
Villa
now.
want to sell
No,
Kamara.
Patrick,
I hear that they want to sell Kamara.
Patrick, we have a good relationship with Villa, and the
No,
owners
you know what
have
it
a
is
good
with Villa,
relationship.
and Carl will know this with the PSR. Villa are very clever on the PSR. Have you not seen what they do with a lot of players over the last 18 months? They sort of sell 2 players to buy 2 or 3 players in, and then next year they'll sell another 2 and basically they're just rotating the squad around for PSR. Now, obviously, this is because Villa were very, very close to PSR. Villa. That's why they had to sell Douglas Luiz and things like that. And they had to do all the dodgy deals.
I have another question, Martin. So I'm going to ask this to Martin and Carl. Both of you can. But let me start with you, Martin. Okay, so Gibbs White, you're saying is because of the English quota. But what does that do for Echeverry, who's also a number 10?
No, I'm not saying it is for the English quota. I think, from what I've understood, Pat rates it. What does it mean for Echeverry? I think it just means a bigger squad, because Echeverry is still young enough where he doesn't have to go into any category. So you can just use him the same way you use as an academy player, because he's only 19. They only have to go into the squad. Now, I don't know the exact date, but as long as they're not 21 by January 2025, they're okay. So that's why Doku and Gavardio and Kushinov haven't had to go into it. Next season, they have to go into that contingent. So you have to add them in.
So what are your thoughts, Carl? Would you rather just keep Echeverry and bring Adam Morton as a number 8?
I just want the quality that Echeverry has across the board.
I think Adam is better. He bring him as a number 8 and actually not bring a number 10 anymore.
No, man.
It'll depend on price.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just traumatized by certain.
This
players.
Season's traumatized everyone, Carl. Well, this season has sent everyone into a loophole.
I'm telling you. Do you know what's going to be funny? If Morgan Gibbs White comes in, Carl, and you are chanting Morgan Gibbs White at the end.
I mean, honestly, you think about it. You have Edison and Ortega that could go out. You're going to bring in, say, a Costa and a Chevalier. The trouble is, you would love to get someone like a James Trafford back, but the trouble is, James Trafford is already agreed to go to Newcastle. So we'd rather go to Newcastle and be their number 1 than be our number 2.
Wait, Trafford is going to Newcastle?
Yeah, that's virtually done dusted, I think.
I never rated him anyway, to be honest.
It's like Liam Delap. Liam Delap's fine. People going, well, why don't we bring Liam? Liam Delap's not going to come back to sit on our bench.
I hear.
Nick Pope would come here to be our second keeper?
Nick Pope.
If he's getting booted for Trafford?
No. Nick Pope would be a first starter somewhere else. I know he gets injured, but
the trouble is, Cal, the people want to play. You've got the World. When's the World Cup, Cal? 2026.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. So Nick Pope's not coming in. This is what I mean. Anyone who's challenging for World Cup,
though, is he?
They're not coming in. Yeah, they're not coming in to sit on the bench.
Over Hare, what's that guy? Pickford? He's England's keeper, number 1.
Yeah, but you'll end up taking 3 keepers. They're not going to take someone who sits on a bench.
As a second keeper, they might. Who are they going to bring? Ramsdale?
Yeah, Nick Pope won't sit on a bench. He'll want to play. He can be number 1 in other teams. He could go to a Palace and be number 1.
Ramsdale as a second keeper option.
Don't you dare. Ramsdale is a curse. Do you know how many times
he's
been dropped down?
Well, no, Pat, Ramsdale's a great example. Didn't want to be number 2, sat at Arsenal. So we ended up going to Southampton and getting relegated.
This is the 3rd time he's gone down. This is the 3rd time.
This is what I'm saying. So the trouble is, they'd rather go and play in a relegation team because they're playing. Playing to a player is gold.
Yeah.
So when you get your big squad, so Liam Delap would be great to bring back for the homegrown quota. The trouble is, he's not only now behind Haaland, he's now behind Mamouche, and he's sat there going, well, I left here as 3rd choice. I'm coming back as 3rd choice. Why am I coming back?
Who was it? Somebody keeps saying that it's harder to find backups than start. Who says that? Somebody on YouTube says that.
It is. This is why Rice didn't want to come. Because Rice is like, I don't want to be back up to Rodra.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm going to give
Rice was promised to be a starter. They're going to turn him into an 8.
Yeah, I think Rice was gonna start. He came here, but it's just I think he was coward.
Here's one for you. Why don't Gibbs White is a replacement for Gundo?
Oh yeah, thinking about it, if that
I thought it was more of
Martin,
a 10.
Right? No. Yes, he is a 10, but can he not play an 8 and be that boss, that box crushing number 8?
No, really. He's more of a 10 though. He's always more of a 10.
Martin, if you say it that way, Martin, if you say it that way, I'm open to Gibbs White.
Adam, don't disrespect Morgan. The Gibbs, the God.
No, Patrick. Be quiet for a second. Patrick, shut up for a second.
What are we gonna do with Foden then if we're buying all these 10s? Is he just going to be a winger, or is he?
No, because not everyone's going to be a 10. Some will play wing, some will play. This is the Pep versatility part.
You play. Why don't we buy Eze? Doesn't Eze play 10? Eze.
But Martin,
but nobody wanted Eze part. If I mention an English player, everyone melts down like bloody ice in the sun.
But I think Eze is Morgan Gibbs White, isn't it? Eze.
No, but Martin, if you say it that way, if you say Gibbs White for Gundogan, I'll be open to that. I'm open for that, and I'll accept that because I want Gundogan gone.
But Adam, it may not be this year. He may come in and then because remember Gundo, if he stays, he's only going to stay one more year.
I hope he's good. I don't want Gundo.
You've also got you've got to have a squad. You've got to have a bench because people forget McAtee won't be here.
Yeah,
my apologies, Martin.
Oscar Bob can take his spot though.
No, Martin, I'm sorry. Martin, I'm sorry, but the club has to push Gundogan out the club. It's either he given two ultimatums. He either joins the backroom staff or he's out of the club. I'm sorry, I can't have another season with Gundogan.
I don't think Gundo's been bad the last month.
Martin, that's because look, I've accepted that Bernardo's he ain't leaving. The only way he's leaving is if Pep leaves. Yeah. But Gundogan,
he'll leave in 2026. He'll leave when his contract's up. The same way Stones will leave when his contract's up.
Yeah.
But Martin, I give Gundogan those two ultimatums. Let him retire and leave and join the backroom staff. Or the other one is he leaves the club. I can't have another season of Gundogan.
Do you know what's happened this year? People don't realise it. And Kelster's very guilty of this, just in my opinion. Everyone's gone from the uncles to they want a nursery squad. Everyone's gone to just get a kid squad. So this is why you go. No, but everyone goes, well, swap Gundo out for O'Reilly, keep McAtee, and then bring Juma Bar, and then you got Echeverri. The trouble is, City are wanting to win now. They haven't got the time to wait 3 years for some of these players to all evolve into their stature. So you've also got to, if you want some of them, which is fine, you're going to have to mix them up with some of the experience. The trouble is, everyone wants to sell the experience.
I said that about the derby. I literally said that on your show yesterday.
But everyone wants to sell the uncles.
I said keep Gundo. I think he's the only one who's shown he still has something because I like him next to Nico. He still has it next to Nico, and he's the kind of player I want chewing up cup minutes against Plymouth and Leyton Orient. Like I want Gundo playing those games because
for me, well, that's why I said
so I would
sell Kovacic. I'd sell Kovacic or sell Nunes because you can get money for them. You're not going to get any money for Gundo. You're not going to get any money for Bernardo, really. Stones, you're not going to get a lot of money for because I don't think we'll buy a centre back not this summer, next summer.
Bring Juma back.
I completely agree with you on Nunes and Kava.
Bring Juma back. And I was about to say. Let me say one thing about Martin. I was about to say this. We're about to finish, but I was about to say you're right, Martin. I have been supporting the uncles throughout this season. Kilkster has been number one at disrespecting uncles, calling them pensioners.
Not Gundogan. Everyone but Gundogan.
Yeah, but go ahead, Martin, before we finish up.
Yeah, it's just that we've got to get a nice balance. And people, I'm not sure. It may be Ornstein's tweet of the KDB stuff. I think that's what set everyone off.
He has to sell papers, though. He has to sell papers.
Of course he does. Of course he does. If he says City are looking at Gibbs White for a squad rotation role, it's not going to sell a lot. If he says, oh, KDB replacement, every City fan and every rival is going to jump all over it.
Okay.
Now, there's no saying, we'll have to see what the price is. I got told a long time ago, this is someone they've really been tracking and they've already talked to his camp.
Wow.
So whether, yeah, it's already
Cow is not having
kind of
it.
going. But they've also talked to Virtue's camp. They've got so. Do you know what it is at the minute? They've got so many irons in fires. It's unreal. They're already got irons going. Because you don't. This is why I kick back on the. You know, everyone goes, if we don't make the Champions League. Yes, for some players, of course, that will always be the case. But, and Carl, you know this. People don't do transfers in May, June, and July. Transfers are already done now for the summertime. They've already got halfway down the road with them.
Martin, I'm sorry to cut you off, but Martin, I'm sorry to cut you off, but Cheeky has some making to do in that summer. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to
generally been okay at signings. It's just the last year or two that he's dropped off.
I'm gonna go to my hate watch of watching Arsenal. Hala Madrid.
I'll just say this before we go. Nobody, how we got Omar Mamouche is still a shock.
Martin, do you know his contract expires in 2027 and he was bought for 20? He was bought for what? 42 million. No, was it? No. He said this. Nottingham Forest, which reported.
So wait. Patrick, how long does he have left on his contract?
Okay, so he's got about 2-3 years.
So they're gonna
2 years.
There's no saying it's happened.
Tax to worry
no,
about
2 years. 2 years, and he was bought for 42 million.
City tax.
Do you know what you got to do here, Pat? You've also got to be a bit clever. So say they wanted. This is why I mentioned. I don't know if anyone remembers. 3 months ago, I said I wouldn't be adverse to a Jack Grealish goes back to Villa, a little bit of money, and you bring in Morgan Rogers back.
He's the highest paid player. The highest paid player at Forest.
Sometimes we've got players that other teams may want to look at. So you can also do something down though. You've got to be, because of the amount of surgery we need, you've got to be a little bit clever. Got a little bit more.
So Martin, on that Europa thing, I think now I've seen. So he only gets paid 80k a week. So he might actually jump ship if somebody offers.
Yeah, that's the thing at Forest. You're never going to get 200 grand a week at Forest.
Yeah, he's the highest paid. He's at 80.
You're not getting it.
Paid, yeah. Guys, Forest are in trouble because the payments they have here, Kilkster, it's 70 million per week, 50, 40, 20. People can take anybody, even Hudson-Odoi. He's number 2.
Hudson-Odoi.
Well, there's English tax, so all these.
But Patrick, what are you going to do with Hudson-Odoi?
I'm just saying other teams, not me. I'm saying other teams can offer them double pay. So we might be seeing Gibbs White being offered a contract if they want to keep him because he's the highest paid at 80. So what about that Nigerian guy who's not renewing his contract?
The right back.
Yeah, the right back. Yeah, the right back. Yeah, he's free this summer.
Do you know the best thing to do? Go on the City website, look at all the players, because I think it's even on the Premier League website. Look at all the squad. It's got the foreign players, contract expiry, etc., etc., and you can work out the numbers from there. Because when I know a show the other week did it, we're at 16 foreign players. So it would take, so you're about 16. You're allowed 17, and then it depends who goes out the door. So some of the so where I mean we're on the line with foreign players, we are on the provide. It depends who leaves.
That's why I think we might. Akanji could be a shock sale this summer because of that. Because of the foreign.
I don't think any defenders will go.
You could get money for Akanji though, and you could probably profit off of him because we paid so little for him. So
to be honest with you, I think John Stones.
I think they would consider it.
To be honest with you, I think John Stones might end up leaving.
I honestly think Akanji's had a rough ride. I think Akanji's had a rough ride. I don't think Akanji's as bad as people.
He's one of our best centre backs, by the way.
I think it's literally a business thing because of a foreign slot.
No, honestly, Martin, personally, for me, this season, Akanji's been better.
He's going to need a slot open for him if we're going to buy a bunch
Martin,
of
honestly speaking,
somebody has to go. And I think the price for keeping Stones and Ake is Akanji. That's the price.
Okay, but Martin, honestly, can I ask a question?
Honestly speaking, Akanji has been better than Diaz this season. Diaz has been horrendous.
Don't say that.
You and your Diaz slander.
You just leave Diaz alone, Adam.
Diaz. What is your Diaz agenda?
Patrick, I can't touch Diaz. You know I can't touch Diaz. Diaz has every season he's been here has won a title.
Yeah.
I can't touch.
Can I just say, Diaz was great on Sunday. Was blocking everything that moved. He was he had a he had a small bozo moment at the beginning, but didn't Vinny Company get sent off against Hull in the first minute?
And Martin, do you know
Diaz
what's
and
funny about
Yashko
Diaz?
look so good together. We have to keep doing that. That's our future right there.
Do you know what's funny about Diaz? Diaz, every time he's paired by somebody, he makes them look good and he keeps clean sheets.
They make each other look good. Like he and Stones complemented each other so perfectly. And I think we're seeing the regen of that with Yashko. And
this is how crazy
we've
gone this season.
Like I am Team Diaz all the way. I want him to sign a new contract. He's my guy. I am Team Diaz.
Do you know how crazy we've gone this season? We're even blaming who Ruben Diaz is sleeping with for the reason why.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
No, Martin,
this is how crazy
that one is
people have got.
No, Martin, that one is far, but
I think some of
he's
that
not
is
being great.
joking around. I don't know.
He has. Of course, he's been good. Listen, for Akanji to play, Akanji has played all season at 60% capacity, and he's gone out when injured with injection after injection after injection and put his body on the line to help us. The same way Laporte did. Ben, when remembers, when was it?
Laporte got disgraced for that, so
it's
I could see it happening.
And that's why. The trouble is, because we bought Victor Hayes, Kushinov are young lads, Juma Bar's a young lad, Etchebear is a young lad. We're going to have to bring. How old's Gibbs White? Is he 26?
25. In May,
perfect age. Perfect age. Yeah. And I know it's not a sexy name. I get it. If he was called Morgan Gibinio, everyone would love him. I get it. I know.
Why is everybody texting that? Why is everybody texting that? Somebody texted me that it's like Patrick. I think.
But it's true. But it's like true.
If Morgan Gibbs White was Gibinho, everybody would be twerking for him. Anyway, on that note, guys, we have to say goodbye. But before we say goodbye, let me ask one more time, Carl, Ogakao, are you sure you don't see the future on Gibbs White? Don't see any future because Gibbs White is a
my brother. I don't see him. My brother, I beg. I don't see him.
Can I give Carl homework? Can I give Carl some homework?
Please,
he won't like
yes, Martin.
Carl, find me a better English player in the midfield than Morgan Gibbs White.
I will.
Well, in general, you mean like in general?
No,
are you talking about
I'll
attacking midfielders? Attacking midfielders or just a midfielder?
I'll thank you three.
Martin, you have to be careful. Martin, are you talking about attacking midfielders or just a midfielder?
I'll thank you.
I would say I'd say an 8/10. I'd say an 8/10.
I think Adam,
because
Adam as 8 is better. Adam as 8 is better. Adam Morton.
Adam Morton's more of a 6 though, and you've already got Nico.
Eberici is better than Morgan Gibbs White. As a number 10.
Well, he can't even make the bench, so why are we saying that?
Yeah.
He's not even going to play this season. I don't
see. I'd have Eze. I've got no problem with Eze or Morgan Gibbs White because they're coming in as a squad player, coming in as a player that will help us and play as well.
I wish we had Eze. I don't know. Is it just me? I think Eze could have killed in this team. It's just unfortunately we what did we do with Martin? We just dangled the carrot at him. Yeah, we just dangled.
Do you know what I wish? Do you know what I wish? I wish we'd never have bought Calvin now because it sent everyone into free fall. Never. Can I go back and not sign Calvin?
Broadwell, don't forget Broadwell.
He signed a 6-year deal, and then after 30 seconds, Pep was like, "Nah, this guy's not good enough."
On that note, we say goodbye.
Wins tackles. Wonderful goal. It's a title winner. Perfect end to a perfect day. Manchester City 4, Manchester United 1. Oh, what a hedge! Oh, that's electrifying! Hat-trick hunting, trick getting. Still the appetite is there for more. Oh, it is sensational!